My email address is published. I wish somebody had told me. Now, that's not to say that I'm opposed to what you want to do.
Like you don't really have a choice in the matter. It's a construction project that we have no control over to begin with.
Jen, can I ask you one favor? Sure. You had said that you have an informal petition.
I do. Because so many people had approached me, what, can you help us with this? And honestly, Chris was one of those people. People who worked for Chris approached me and stated that. And in defense of my, and I'm not taking it personally, but in defense of my process, and looking back, yes, I could have come to you because I don't feel intimidated, but people do feel intimidated to show up at a selectmen's meeting, get on the agenda. People do, and
you don't have to come to a selectmen's meeting. I mean, people call me on the phone all the time.
But
I have a published number. It's in the phone book.
But
call me.
Went to the DPW chair, and he said it's a state project. You need to deal with the state. So in my mind, looking back, I could say, you know, he told me to go to the state, but I should go to the selectmen. Maybe that was a misstep on my part, but I certainly didn't start at the state rep level. I started at our 1 Bacon Street DPW building. And maybe, you know, again, in hindsight, I could have gone to the commission of the DPW, but I asked Josh twice.
I'm not so much talking about you. I'm talking about the two individuals who spoke tonight, and anybody out there in TV land who's listening. You know, we all have published phone numbers. We're all elected to serve. If we don't know that there's a problem, if we don't know what's bothering you, for whatever reason, then say something to us. I mean, give us a shot.
Sir?
Give us a shot.
I'd like to speak in support of what John's saying. I like that. That sounds very good. Can I ask you a question, if you don't mind?
You talking to me?
Yes, please.
Sure.
I'm afraid I don't understand the intrigue with the going to the well and you know, the not write the letter, write the letter.
Well, I don't have any experience with DPW at the state level, or whatever they're called nowadays. But I've been in bureaucracies before. If you go too many times with the howitzer, they're not gonna pay attention to you anymore, even if it's Lou going.
Well, you know, I've worked with Mass Highway in my previous job, and they want to know if there are difficulties with projects, because if nobody ever gets in touch with them, how are they going to know? Same as what you're saying, if nobody calls you or nobody gets in touch with you. And they're there to build roads and bridges, and some people are probably more cooperative than others, but you know, that's where our tax dollars are going.
Do they have the power, because they don't like us, to stop our projects?
No, they're not going to stop our projects.
Well, I mean, if they're not executing, and as a result, people complain, it goes with the territory. I don't think we're making. Because I agree with you, John. I don't think we should bother people if we don't have to. But this project just isn't going well. And if there's,
I'm not disagreeing it's not going well.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to say, for general purposes from now on, anybody out there listening, give us a shot at it.
good point, John.
Don't do a petition through some newspaper that we may or may not ever see. We all have published telephones. We all have email addresses. Give us a shot.
I do know what John is saying. The first time that I knew about it was when I was contacted. I got into contact with Jen, and you know, that's, you know, it's, and you had already brought it to the, you know, to Lou's attention. You know, I'm not saying anything good, bad, indifferent, but that, you know, reiterating that, I didn't know anything about it, shy of the fabulous statement, how long to build a bridge.
Is there a history, if I may, please, one more question? Because I just don't understand this stuff, if you excuse me. But if we, this issue of going to the well, if you're a municipality that makes it difficult for the DPW to do projects in your town, is it some way this filters up into the organization and then you have less of a chance of getting projects?
I have no idea if that's true or not.
No.
Danny?
No. So why would we be reticent to alert professionals about a situation that...
I think you have to be careful how you say it. And in today's world of emails, so many things are misconstrued because of emails. When there's no immediate feedback. Now, as you can say something to me now, and even regardless of the words you're using, I can look at your body language, I can see you smiling. I happen to know who you are because I remember your face.
Yep.
If I don't happen to recall that from a name on a piece of paper, we've taken away some amount of communication.
Yep.
And this is not a time to take away from communication. Now, if Lou needs a piece of paper, fine. But if he doesn't need a piece of paper, and he can at the same time help these people without hurting this other project, which is also important to this town, fine.
You know, if I could just be very
One
blunt.
sec, please. Dan.
Yeah,
And-
you know, John, you talk about going to the well. Well, if Jen had come to you 3 months after the project started, complaining about this project, she would have gone to the well too many times. So when is it the right time to come to the selectmen? You're saying come to the well as many times as you can come to the well? So what I'm saying is when should you go and say, hey, they're ruining my business? Do you do that when they start the bridge? Do you do that when you notice that the bridge is not getting done? Do you notice that when you finally can't take it anymore? Or, you know, I just don't understand the rationale behind going to the well. If you're saying don't go to the well too many times, but come to me to the well as many times.
What I was trying to get across at the start of this dialogue was that if, I don't know what the process is, but I would just assume that when the state does a project, they get abutters involved, or at least the opportunity to be. I don't even know if that's true.
They didn't even have to go through the commission, the Conservation Commission. That's right. They just go.
Well, then maybe that's something that needs to be pointed out to them. That's a mistake.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if they knew that.
We just feel that we have no power at all, and I think that's why, you know, it went on so long. My business, the golf course, got hurt for the first 2 or 3 months until I had to educate everybody how to come around the other sides and things like that. But the everyday traffic, where it's not a destination to get to the depot store, they're just going to go around and miss them. But I mean, I don't know when do you?
And I wish we had known. My number is in the phone book. My email address is published. I wish somebody had told me. Now, that's not to say that I'm opposed to what you want to do.
I feel like you don't really have a choice in the matter. It's a construction project that we have no control over to begin with.